If you're going to be successful in this life, you have to have a certain skill, and that is the skill of planning. And if you've ever worked with me on any project, you knew that I do not possess this skill innately. About a month ago, I was out at Stanford. I was going to a workshop, and I got in early because we had a rehearsal Monday night. And so we got in Sunday night, so we'd have all day Monday to explore, see the San Francisco Bay Area, that kind of stuff. Palo Alto was really cool out there. And I've been hearing about the Redwood Forest from folks who've been out there hiking. I was meeting up with a friend, Suzanne, who was in our presentation group before we go to rehearsal Monday night. And she said, well, we should definitely go hiking. We got to see these forests. That'd be great. So Monday morning, I get up in the hotel, and I go to the gym. I go back, and I start changing, and I realize that for the third time in my life, I have failed to pack underwear. As one friend said, Chaz, once is a mistake. 3 times is a preference. I said, Suzanne, I cannot go hiking because I have failed to pack underwear. She says, no problem. There's a CVS like 3 minutes away. We're going to go out there and see if they have underwear. Sounds great. Let's go do it. By the way, this is not my first time doing this. This has happened at least twice before, so I'm thinking CVS, I've done this before. So I go to CVS and I ask, so do you guys have underwear? And she says, yes, down there on the right. Great. So I walk down there, I walk down the aisle, and I go and I see socks, leggings, thigh highs, pantyhose, no underwear. Not my kind of underwear anyway. So I'm like, all right, we'll go back and forth, and I go up to the lady, I said, so do you actually have underwear? She says, yeah, it's down this aisle, all the way at the end on the right. I said, I gotcha. I was going one aisle too far. I walked down there and I realized what she was pointing me to was the adult diapers. I'm standing there, I'm saying, nope, nope, nope. Suzanne says, I won't tell anybody. And I said, Suzanne, have you met me? Because obviously I would. Besides, do you guys hear that crunching and crinkling stuff? It's following me around. It's really weird. Crinkle, crunch, crunch, crunch. Like, no, not going to happen. Absolutely not. Well, there's all these other stores around this CVS. It was like, we're going to go find a menswear store. There's got to be one around here, all these little boutiques and stuff. And so sure enough, find a menswear store. And I walk in and I said, do you have underwear? The guy says, absolutely. It's right here. Follow me. And I walk to the middle of the store and there's a display and there are boxes. And I pick up this box and I look at it and they are $38 a pair. Now, I don't know where you come from, but for me, that's a 20-pack of underwear. And my wife's in the back. She's like, no way did you buy a $38 pair of underwear. And trust me, no, I did not buy a $38 pair of underwear. I bought 2. So I could wash one in the sink. And well, anyway. So now I go back to the hotel. I pull out this box and I look at it and it has features. I didn't know underwear could have features. It's like a long list of features, and I can't repeat them here because they're all really inappropriate puns. But I put them on, and oh my God, these are different. These are the best underwear in the world, and they darn well better be for $38 a pair. I told this story to a friend, and he says, you know, Chaz, you know you're in a new underwear bracket. Heck yeah, this is great. I am also ready to go hiking. Our plan is to go hiking. Now, it's like a half an hour away to the park. We're going to hike for an hour, half an hour back in the Uber. We're going to hang out for a couple hours, chill with some other friends from the group, get some cocktails by the pool, relax before we go to our rehearsal. Call an Uber, we get in the car, and the guy says, oh, personal reserve, I've been out there. I used to hike there all the time. This is a great place. You guys are going to love it. Cool, so we're riding. It's about a half an hour. We get over there, and then all of a sudden we hit a stop. There's a road closed sign in front of us. And he says, okay, well, you know, we'll have to let it reroute us and see where it takes us. So he drives out and around. He drives around for about 5 minutes, and he comes back around, and he comes to the exact same stop. He says, well, that's weird. I don't have a good enough signal for Uber to give me a new route. So, you know what? I used to hike here all the time. I can take you there. It's just going to be like another 15 to 20-minute drive. That's fine. You know, by the way, it is beautiful. The elevation's going up. The trees are changing. They're huge. They're old. They're just gigantic. It's really cool looking. The vistas over these little valleys and the mountains and the lake. It's really neat. So we are now all in on going hiking. That's fine. We got plenty of time. So he drives around for about 20 minutes and we get to this other parking lot. Now the problem is we get to the parking lot and it's like, well shoot, now we've lost a little bit of time. But we're looking at the routes on the map and it's like a 4-mile hike to the other side. It's a different route than we had planned on because the route that we were supposed to go to is now out of a road closed situation. So now it's like, we'll improvise, we'll go over here, we'll check this out, we'll wing it. That's fine, it always works out. So we'll go to the west side, and we hike through this thing. And I planned an hour for a 4-mile hike. I don't know if you guys do hiking, I apparently don't, because 4 miles is not a 1-hour hike, it's more like a 2-hour hike. Even going downhill, it hurts. I'm trying not to fall down a mountain, all that stuff. We get to the other end. It is a gorgeous hike. It's well worth it. I recommend it. However, we get to the other side of the parking lot. And now it's like, we got to get cocktails by the pool. We got to get back there. And I hold up my phone. I'm like, uh-oh. Suzanne, I don't have any service. She says, well, I don't either. And I'm at 5% battery. I said, well, I'm at 16% now. Suzanne, what do we do? Like, there's no service, we're almost out of battery, there are no people around, there are no houses around, what do we do? Well, there's this road coming down the mountain, and it hits the parking lot, and it turns, and it goes down to the valley. I'm thinking, if we're gonna get a better signal, going down is not gonna help, going up the mountain is the way to go. So now after hiking downhill for 2 hours, now we're hiking uphill. And we're going, it's about a quarter mile, and I'm holding my phone, walking around like a moron. Like, no signal there, no, how about this? And doing all these things, and I can hear her laughing at me because she's not following me. She's like, you're an idiot. And I walk up to a telephone pole and I lean against it, and I'm like trying to get the signal, like trying to use it as an antenna. It doesn't work, don't do it, just look like a moron. And so we keep walking, and all of a sudden this bicycle rides up behind us. And we flag him down, we explain the situation, and he says, well, the best bet here is you just walk until this road dead ends, there's a fire station on your right. You get to the fire station, you'll have a signal, no problem. I said, that sounds great. How far is the fire station? He says 5 or 6 miles, no problem. Okay, so we keep walking, and Suzanne's like, no, we're not walking to this fire station. We're gonna ring a doorbell. I'm like, ring a doorbell? There's no houses. We can see houses off in the distance. They're way over there, but they're not here. And we keep walking, it's like a half mile later, we come up around this curve, and then all of a sudden you see a truck parked on the side of the road, and the truck says, for sale, free. Which sounds intriguing and like an attractive option, except for the part where it doesn't have any wheels on it. Just like the other 8 cars in the yard in front of this house. And we're like, we're gonna go ring that doorbell. We start walking up there, this long driveway with this gate, and there's this guy walking down his driveway, and he's got a crutch under one arm, and he's kind of hobbling like this. And he's like, sir, can I ask you a question? I run up the driveway, I'm like, hey, sir, can I ask you a question? And he turns around, and I see that the crutch is a shovel. And he fixes me with these dead eyes. And I look at him like, okay, so we just hiked through the park, and we didn't have a ride, and we were gonna call an Uber, and our phones aren't working, and he says, I don't know the phone number for Uber. Well, first off, that is not how Uber works. And I said, well, I mean, our phones aren't doing, he said, our phones are shot. And this is the moment where I think I hear dueling banjos play. And he says, you best keep walking. Great idea. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I back my way out of the driveway without ever losing sight of him. And I get to the road, and that's where I realize that Suzanne never left the road. She's smarter than me. She didn't walk down the driveway toward the shovel guy. And so we kind of head on up the road. We keep walking for a while. She's like, are we panicking? Are we panicking yet? I said, well, the sun's still out. If we have to make camp, then I will panic. But for now, I feel like we can keep going. We can keep going. That's all we got to do. Just keep swimming. We keep going for a little while, and all of a sudden there's this sound rising behind us, coming fast, and we turn around, and there's a white car comes up the hill. And I feel like we've been walking for 700 years. And this car comes out, and I run in the middle of the road, oh, and she runs up to the window, and she starts knocking, and these people are like legitimately panicked, as they should be. We crack the window about this much. And, because that's what you do when insane people approach your car. And we explain the situation, and the lady says, well, I know where this fire station is, but it's kind of always out there. You want to just get a ride? And she's driving, her boyfriend's in the front seat. It's like, you want to just hop in and we can give you a ride to the fire station and go from there. Like, thank God, yes. So we hitchhike, we get in the car, and she takes us and drives about 15 minutes, averaging about 55 miles an hour to get to the fire station. This is not a 4 to 5 or 6 mile hike. This is 4,000 miles away. We get to the fire station, and I still don't have any signal. And she says, I'm not letting you out. I'm just gonna drop you in downtown. So where we're going, we're gonna drop you over there. You'll have a signal, you get a car there. Cool. Drops us off in Half Moon Bay, this quaint little town in California outside Palo Alto. It's beautiful. And she lets us out, we say goodbye, we say thank you. And Suzanne looks at me and she says, Chaz, we're not gonna have cocktails by the pool, are we? And I said, I don't think so. She said, well, what about margaritas in the cantina? And right in front of us is this little Mexican cantina. And we walk in, we sit down, we order a drink, we order some tacos, and I start chatting with the guy next to me. He's an older gentleman, he's probably 65, 70 years old, kind of range. He's drinking a scotch at 3:30 on a Monday afternoon, so I asked him, so are you retired? I thought it was a safe bet. He says, oh, no, when you retire, you die. Excuse me? He says, when a man retires, he has 2 years, then he dies. For a woman, it's 2.5. They're lucky. I feel like I have a lot of counterexamples to this, but let's not, okay, so you're not retired, what is it you do? And he sizes me up. He says, I solve problems for high net worth individuals. Are you a fixer? He says, you could call me that. Now, where in the world were you an hour ago? I asked him, I said, so can you tell me what kind of stuff you do? What kind of problems do you fix? He says, I can't tell you that. I said, well, what can you tell me? He said, I can tell you the secret of my success. A client calls me. And he explains the problem he needs solved. And you know what I do? The very first thing you do to set yourself up for success is you call the team in, get them in a room, and you make a plan. Thank you.